Today, we're going to talk about the walk around, how to do a proper walk around and build some value and actually give the customer the best experience before they go on their test drive. Let's get right to it. Welcome to Car Talk, where I give you my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. So much has changed in the 20 years that I've been doing this. And the craziest part is the fundamentals and the basics. That's what seems to be changing the most. And it's not the way we do it that changes. It's the fact that it's just not getting done. Like when I started selling cars, the fundamental steps to the sale were like you had to do it. If you didn't do it, you weren't selling somebody a car. And now, if you ask most salespeople, they probably don't even know the steps of the sale. And if they do know the steps of the sale, they're terrible at it. And they skip all around and they don't really know what they're doing. That's why today we're going to talk about the importance of doing the actual walk around of the vehicle. And I don't know if you know this, but do you know why they call it a walk around? Because you actually walk around the car with the customer and show them the actual car and show them the features. Okay? So when you do a walk around, the whole point of doing the walk around is to show them the features, the advantage of the features, and the benefit they're going to get from getting those features. And you'll know the features that you need to talk about to your customer if you've done the other steps of the sale properly and you've actually listened to them and talked to them and figured out what's important to your customer in their new vehicle. Because here's the thing. Most of the features, most of the options, most customers aren't really going to care about. There's so much in these new cars. There's so much technology. There's just so much to these new cars. And most people don't care about all of them. I mean, they're going to like them. Obviously, they'll probably like most of them, but they're probably going to have like these really like couple hot points of what they're looking for, like non-negotiables in their next car. And if you can't highlight those and actually talk about them and give them to like a feature, an advantage, and a benefit to the customer of why this vehicle actually fits their needs, why it's a great value, why it has what they've been looking for, it's just going to be a tougher road to finish the sale. Because I think with a lot of choices out there, I know myself, okay? Let's not even talk about the customer. I just know myself. There's so many choices. Like right now, I'm thinking about getting a new camera, and I'm thinking about going with the new GoPro. I think there's the DJI something. There's the Instant 360 that I can put in my car and do these videos on. And when you go online, there's so many features on each one. How do you know which one's the best? And when you go on all these websites, all they do is just list the features. Just list the features. And it kind of gets overwhelming, to be honest, because now I'm stuck in the spot where I don't know what choice to make. And I'm actually in indecision because I don't want to make the wrong choice. So here's how we do the proper walk around. First, when you did your meet and greet and your fact finding and all that, you're going to find out what's important to your customer in the new car that they're going to buy. And most dealerships, when you do finally pick out a car, they're in a really nice line, right? All together, really nice line displayed. What I need you to do is I need you to grab the keys to the car that they're wanting to look at and they're wanting to test drive. And we're going to single that car out. Okay? We're going to take that car out of line and we're going to park it and single the car out so they actually can walk around the whole vehicle, see if there's any damage if it's a used car, really get a look at the color, really get to open up all the doors and look at all the features. And here's what I want you to do. Once you single that car out, you're going to park it and you're going to open up the hood, the driver's door, the passenger door, the trunk, the rear passenger door for the passenger, and the rear passenger front door. So now the car is going to be fully wide open. And back in the day, we used to call this butterfly the car. I don't know why, maybe because the wings are all spread out. Who knows why they call it that? But we're going to butterfly the car. That's what they used to call it. Okay? Showcase it, whatever you want to call it. but we're actually going to give the customer what they deserve. Okay? An actual presentation of the product. Some of you, I know, don't do this. Some of you, when a customer wants to test drive a vehicle, I know exactly what you're doing. You're pulling the car up. You're going, hey, here's the keys. Let's sign this demo slip, and we'll see you in a little bit. Terrible. The worst mistake ever. Unprofessional. No value building. No wonder why you're struggling to either close that sale or close sales in general. Just a tough way to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the hood of the car. Okay, now I know a lot of people, especially these day and age, not a lot of people do their own maintenance. There's not a lot of fixing to these newer cars. It's more like seems like more like we're just replacing parts. But I still want you to open up the hood and show the customer, okay? And I want you to point out 3 things that your product does based on what they've told you. Maybe it's safety. Maybe it's longevity. Maybe they do some of their maintenance and they want to know how easy it is to change the oil or fill up the fluids. But either way, underneath the hood, it may be the horsepower, maybe the torque, maybe the miles per gallon, whatever it is. I want you to be able to pick out 3 items, okay, that your customer's interested in. And then I want you to explain the items in this order. I want you to go feature, okay? So let's just say the feature is this car gets 40 miles a gallon, okay? So if the feature is 40 miles a gallon, what's the benefit to the customer of getting 40 miles a gallon? Man, this car is going to save you a lot of money because you said right now you're only getting 20 miles a gallon. So with this new car, you're going to save a lot of money in fuel. And the benefit to that could be a numerous thing, right? What if they do like commuting for work, and now you can tell them, hey, you know what the benefit is? You're going to have to fill up less. I'd be surprised if you had to fill up once a week. Right now, you're saying you're filling up 2 or 3 times, in a week, and that's kind of a hassle. Not only are you costing you money, but it's what a hassle. You have to stop, fill up gas. With this new car getting 40 miles a gallon, that's going to be sure nice, isn't it? And at the very end of every feature that you show them, and you go over the advantage and the benefit, then I need you to tie it in to make sure that's important to them. So you would just follow up with like, hey, that's pretty nice, isn't it? You can see how that would benefit you, right? Yeah. Make sure you're on the right product, okay? And get their input, get their yes back. And now we're going to go to the passenger door, okay? And we're going to talk to them about some features in the passenger door. You're going to pick out, again, 3 things. You can talk about, the side impact beams. You could talk about crumple zones. You could talk about the easy entrance. You could talk about the power seat, the heated seat, whatever you want. But we're going to talk about 3 items that relate to them on the passenger door. Then then we're going to move back to the rear passenger door if it's the 4-door, okay? And then you're going to show them that and actually get them to sit in it. See how much room's in there. You've already talked to them. You know who's going to be back there. Do they have any, do they have family members? Are they tall? Are they a little bit bigger? How are they going to fit back there? Get them back there, and how are they going to fit back there? Man, this thing's got a lot of room, doesn't it? Yeah, that's one nice thing about this is actually they have a great leg room in this vehicle. That way, if you have a bigger passenger, they can actually fit comfortable back there for a longer ride. That's something that's going to be pretty nice for you, isn't it? Now go to the trunk. Okay, now when you're at the trunk and you're at that side of the vehicle, you're going to talk about 3 more items. You following me? You're going to talk about 3 more items. The trunk room, the rear hatch, whatever vehicle you're showing, the truck bed, how much it hauls, whatever. You're going to pick out another 3 items, 3 features of the vehicle that relate to your customer based on you actually talking to them and listening to them before you do this. And you're going to show them a feature, an advantage, and a benefit. And the reason why we're doing the feature, advantage, benefit is because when you just tell them all about the car and tell them about all the features the car has, just like what's going on with me in the camera. All it does is in your mind, it just tells you, man, this thing's expensive. This thing's got a lot of features. This thing's expensive. This thing is just expensive. And I don't know, do I really need all those features? Could I find one less without those features? And you get to be an indecision. But once you have all those features and you tie in an advantage and you tie in a benefit to the customer, now they're like, yo, this thing's actually seems like a great deal for this car, and I need those features. This vehicle has exactly what I need. You following me? We're trying to sell them what they want and what they need, and we're trying to build the value. That's what you're doing here. You're trying to build the actual value and let your customer know, man, you have picked out the right vehicle. This thing has all the features that you've been looking for. This has everything. Okay? Now when you're done with the trunk, you go to the rear passenger or the driver's side, rear driver's side. You go over the feature, advantage, and benefit of that. Then we leads us to the driver's side. Now when you're at the driver's side, whoever's going to drive the car first, you ask them to sit down. Okay? And now is when you show them how to work the seat, how to work the steering wheel. Is it power steering wheel? Is it up and down? Does it go in and out? How about the rear view mirror? Get them to adjust that. Get them to adjust the side mirrors, making sure everything is very comfortable. Like if this was your car, is this how you would sit? Is that exactly how the seat would be positioned? Is this comfortable to you? Is this how you would drive? Show them how to do the radio, show them how the heated seats work, how the AC works, how the heater works, and go over the features, advantage, and benefit. Again, in this, have them put the seatbelt on. Is the seatbelt adjustable? Okay, put it on. Now, if they have a phone, most likely these days, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are a huge feature to most people these days. So why don't you hook their phone up to the car and show them how it works? Show them like, hey, look, you can hook your phone up. You can use a CarPlay. You can have navigation on your screen. You can use all your music. And when you make a call, it's crystal clear. You can do voice text. You can do all that. Hook it up and actually show them how easy it is to use it and have them make a quick phone call, even if it's to their wife or whoever they came with. Just, hey, step away real quick. Let's make a phone call just so you can see how clear it is. And then after you do that, now they're positioned for a test drive. And not only just a test drive, an actual comfortable test drive. An actual comfortable test drive because the seat's positioned the way that they want it. The radio's on the station that they love. Everything about the vehicle is positioned properly for them. And you've actually done your job. Are you doing this now? Are you actually doing this or no? If you're not doing this and you're not slowing down the process of becoming a true professional, look, it's not just about some magic pill that we're going to be the absolute best salesperson and you can just sell everybody a car that doesn't want one. That's not what this is about. This is about being a true professional. They came to you wanting to buy your product and they're just needing some reassurance and you're not giving it to them. You're not a professional if you're not doing this, okay? So do me a favor. Slow it down. Do the actual steps. They're there for a reason. Do them properly. Dig in. Learn them. Learn your product. If you don't know your product enough to do the walk around, that's a different issue. And that's why you actually don't do that. Because you actually don't know your product enough. Because if you're showing a car and then they ask you about a competitor's car and you freeze up and you're like, I don't know. And then they go over to your competitor and your competitor runs into somebody like me and they're a professional and they give the customer what they're looking for. Even if you do have the better product, there's a chance they might buy it with me simply because you didn't do a great job. All right, guys, have a great day. Let's make this awesome. Tomorrow, coming at you again. Another video. Get your walk around done. Feature, advantage, benefit. Take the time. You'll appreciate it. The customer will appreciate it. You'll sell more cars. You might make a little bit more money too. Have a great day.
We all show up, but we ain't built the same. One's chasing glory, one's playing the game. One's got the gift, don't break a sweat. The other's out here grinding with nothing left. One wants the crowd, the lights, the fame. The other's in the dark, just building a name. One was born with it, one had to grow. One's got talent, one's got hustle.